Hi, Paul here from Suicide Evolution, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you through a little tip to speed up your workflow with inside Reaper. As you can see on my particular screen, you can see I've got a range of different tracks already created, color coded and set up ready for me. So I've got my guitar left and right, I've got my bass, I've got my vocal master, and I've got all my drum tracks set up ready to go. I've even got an easy drummer installation set up on my drum master track. So you can see I'm all ready to start working on creating new music. And the lovely thing with this is that when you start up Reaper, you can set it so it'll automatically load in a predefined template, which is what I've got here. So what I'm going to do in this short video is I'm going to quickly take you through and show you how you create a template for your tracks and how you set that to automatically load in every time you start a new project inside Reaper. This is a great little tip. It helps speed up your workflow. So let's crack on. Okay, I've taken all my template tracks off and we're going to create a couple of simple tracks to start off with. Now obviously when you create your own template, you can create as many tracks as you want, you can apply as many effects and settings and things like that to your tracks, and then save that out as a new project and then open that up whenever you want to open up a new project file, and that will become the template that loads in by default. The cool thing with this is you could create a range of different templates if you wanted to, depending on the kind of project you're working on. So if you're working on something with one particular band and they've got one guitar that they pan left and right, and you've got a bass track, a vocal track, a backing vocal track, etc, 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 you can quickly and easily save that template out, and then when you're working with that band, you can specify that Reaper opens that particular track template or that particular project template up every time you're working on that project with that particular musician or band. So let's see how easy this is to start off with. So let's just quickly create a couple of new tracks. I'm not going to worry too much about what they are. And I'm going to just quickly set these up to be some parent files, parent folders and things like that. I'm going to just set one up for our bass. So I'm going to quickly just come in and color code these. So I'll select 3 tracks, set track color, and we'll just set that to one of my chosen colors, which in this case will be blue, and we'll name this Guitar Master, set this to Guitar Left and Guitar Right. The next one we'll set up to be our bass track. Again, we'll choose a custom color. Now I tend to find that I pick specific colors for different types of tracks, but you obviously work in the way that you normally would. So we'll call this one Bass Master, call this Bass Main, and what I tend to do is put a slightly distorted track underneath. I'm going to call that Bass Distorted. Okay, so there's our first couple of tracks. We've parented them, we've got it set up the way I want. I'll go back and tweak a couple of settings on there in a moment, but the next thing I want to do is insert a new virtual instrument, and for this I'm going to choose Tune Track Easy Drummer. I'm going to say yes, I wanted to create all the extra tracks, so I've got all my drums set up in their own individual channels. So if you're accustomed to Easy Drummer, then you're going to know exactly how all this works. If you're not, you use something like Slate Drums or something like that. Set it up in the way you normally would. And all I need to do is just specify that I want multi-channel, and that's me done. So the next thing I want to do is create a master track for this, which we'll name Drums Master. I'm not going to go through and name every single individual track on you, but obviously if I was going to do this for real, I would take the extra time and put all the drum track or the individual channel names in, so I know exactly what I'm working with on every single one. And let's just quickly color code that as well. Let's choose the top one, and we choose track color. Now I always set my drums to red, and there we go. So we've got the basics of our tracks set up. Now what we can do is we can apply some other effects on here, or some other sort of settings and parameters. For example, guitar left needs to be panned off to the left hand side. Same for guitar right. If I know I use specific guitar patches, I can quickly come in and add those. And I can say I want to use Easy Mix, Aggression on the one channel, and on the opposite channel another instance of Easy Mix, and that one we're going to use Middle Earth XXL. Same goes with the bass. I can just quickly come in, I can specify a particular bass sound that I want, so we're going to go for Frederick Clean Bass, and same again for my distorted bass. There we go. I'm going to adjust my levels on that to what I would normally set, which is about -20. So we've got our basics already set up in there now. So that is everything we need to do. Now we need to do, save this out, give it a name the way we want, and then we need to tell Reaper that every time it starts up to load this particular template in. Okay, so I'm just going to save this file now and say save project as, and we'll just call this whatever I want to call it, and save that out. So we've done everything we need to now. We just need to tell Reaper that every time it loads up and starts a new project, that this is the template we wanted to pull in. So all I need to do is go into my options, and we go to preferences, or do Control P, and on the left hand side underneath the project setting, check that, and you should see then that the first thing it says is when creating new projects, use the following project file as a template. As you can see, I've got my default project template in there. I can browse and I can go through and find out exactly where that is on my system and choose any one that I want at any particular time, and then every time I start up Reaper, it'll automatically load that particular template file in. I'm not going to load it and overwrite my other one, but just to show you, I'm going to close Reaper down, start up a new project. We'll say new project, give it a couple of seconds to go through its routine, and there we go. I'm not going to save it, so just cancel that. And you can see that all of my default settings, for all my drum tracks, already set up, named, parented, same with the bass, same with the guitar, same with the vocals, all set up, ready for me to go. That's how quick and easy it is to set up a template inside Reaper, set Reaper up to load that in as a default every single time, and speed up your process of working every time you want to create a new project. I hope you found this tutorial useful, and I'll see you on the next one.